and reallocate it to a heroic representation. It is poised to be the most expensive film. Oh my god. Of Nolan's career. Where did the money go, Nolan? Where is the money going, Nolan? The Odyssey is scheduled to be theatrically released in the United States on July 17, 2026. Since they're going the historically inaccurate route anyways, I mean, there are so many historically inaccurate for that period helmets that we could still pick that would look awesome. Now, ditching all of those very, very closed and serrated Corinthian helmets because you want to show the face of the expensive actor. We heard that many, many times. Blah, blah, blah. Look at all of this selection. I mean, once again, 6th to 4th century BC is a little juvenile, we'll put it this way, historically speaking. But, you know, I think we've got plenty of choice here. I mean, look at this lovely evolution chart. I actually like these very much. I don't know about you, but there is something when it comes to charts of helmets in an evolutionary pattern that I could spend entire afternoons just looking at it and looking at all the small, oh, maybe they made that difference, and look at that, and look at this, and look at that. It's just something that I love. And look, we've got, oh my, I mean, even this, in this exact condition, would have been a better choice, in my arrogant opinion. I think another problem I have with it is also the fact that it's the lack of colors. How colorful it would have been in Mycenaean period. The amount of colors and the purples and the reds, well, purple people with money, but the purples and the reds and the greens and the yellows and the bright blues and the bright reds, it could have been incredible to see. Also, what is it with the washed out colors on the walls? They kind of look like they look today after thousands and thousands of years. So that's another. In fact, it's even a little broken in here. I mean, this would have been new in period. It's another. I hadn't noticed that. I think the more I look, the worse it gets. Is this a historically accurate goatee? I don't know. I have to think about it. And yes, he's wearing braces. I mean, depending, there are, in this case, it's not Roman legionaries, so I mean, depending. I want to see the weapons. I want to see the spears. Are they going to be spears? Probably not. Probably no spears at all. No spears at all. Anyways, I don't think you're interested in me reading Wikipedia at you, so I think I'm going to ditch the Wikipedia section of it. But I mean, Mr. Christopher Nolan, if you write Mycenaeans on Google search, so I'm not saying to actually go and do research and spend a lot of money. I get it. I mean, you do have the money, 250 million. Why do I even bring that up? Just Google. It's going to look at the colors. Look at the beauty. There is so much that could be represented and make your movie stand out. Make your movie unique all the better ways. Because this is not one of those cases where historical accuracy is going to be boring and dull, and instead you want to spice it up with, you know, fantasy and whatever the heck you're trying to reproduce. No, sir. This is the exact opposite. Fantasy, or Hollywood, we could say, is dumbing down to the extreme what would have been instead an absolutely spectacular feast for the eyes. In fact, I think feast for the eyes is the best way to represent specifically Mycenaean and Minoan art and armor and polychromatic approaches to life, if you allow me the expression. And because that's what it's looking, I imagine we won't see the red columns, we won't see all the people dressed in bright, beautiful colors. Everything will be dull and boring and gray and brown, so that we can all feel better about living in the modern period, because in the past everything was brown, gray and black, unless you lived in the 1800s, in which case everything was sepia. And then if you live in the 1900s, everything was black and white. That's how we just invented colors. It's a recent invention. I'm going to drop the sarcasm now, but really, this video is not necessarily a complaint. It's only 95% complaining. But there is a little 5% of me that really wants to appeal to not just the people, the audience, that seems like now they're starting to be more interested in a more coherent representation of what the past used to look like, because they really did see that, man, that's what it would have looked like, but that's 1,000 times more interesting and entertaining and beautiful. But it's not just the audience, it's really an appeal to maybe try something new. And this is a problem that I think we see happening a lot in the video game industry, whereby in the 80s, in the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, that's when people were experimenting with creativity and craftsmanship and trying to make their own works of art and creations, their video games, to stand out on the merits of the creativity, the interest, the beauty, the graphics, the soundtrack, the story, and trying to create the best possible product so that people would choose your product and love it. But now in the gaming industry, as you know, we have reached a point where instead it's a constant copycat of business models that have become sterile, and we just see a continuous imitation of the same stuff, a lot of slop, and instead the good stuff, real successors of the AAA, could we say the big companies in the 80s, are now the indie developers, which is one of the reasons why I actually spend most of my gaming time either with retro gaming or with indie. Now, this video is not about games, but it is about the idea of trying to stand out with your own creativity when you are creating a work, of entertainment, rather than just a product to be sold to the masses. Just staying in your comfort zone with something you know that will make a lot of money. But will it make enough money to cover the 250 million? I don't know. Maybe that could be a good way to do it. That's the end of my rant, I guess. This is what we have. Hopefully things will change. I'm a little doubtful, but we'll see. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.